Welcome, y'all, to Coffee Time and YouTube Time with Madison Christine, MC. This is a continued conversation on transformation, transforming our lives, the juicy stuff. But you got to get real and honest with yourself if this is something you're really interested in. We got to look at our denials, look at what is not working, what is working. And the title of this YouTube is, what are the choices you are making in your life? And how are the results of those choices? Because we can be PhD plus in trauma and psychology and spirituality and self-help, etc. Yet what are the results, right? There's a lot of stuff that can be held up here, but how is it playing out in our lives, and are we acting on the information that could truly fuel and help our lives? So I know I've been humbled so many times over as I really step up a million notches on this one. And I know I'm ready to be in the game completely. I already thought I was, but apparently there's always more, right? Hence growth. So this video is the intention of it is to describe the lower choices versus higher choices that will help in creating better results. And I love the practicality of that, right? So what do I mean by lower choices? And by the way, I'm getting some of this languaging from Transform Your Destiny, this book that has just been incredible, like I mentioned in last YouTube, that I'm allowing to really help me transform to another level. So the lower choices come from our ego space. Not a slam on ego, you guys, but ego is our lower self. Higher self comes from our spirit, maybe you call it God, purity, divine, whatever you call that. It's the choices that produce results that are good for yourself and all involved. Lower choice, I'll give an example, comes from neediness, desperateness, from the wounded child in us. Hence, in psychology, we call it the unconscious. Carl Jung coined that. The shadows, the places underneath the ocean, so to speak, underneath the waters, stuff that we're hiding. The unconscious plays out in our addictions. So when we knee-jerk react, that's where it's coming from. Those unconscious hidden places in us, the wounded places in us that have not been attended to, the screaming inner child. So let's just use relationship as example. Let's say you've been in life long enough where you've had several relationships, and the lower self would say this: I would play victim. I can't believe it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I keep getting in wrong relationships and broken-hearted relationships. Why me? That's the lower self talking, okay? And that's somewhere in that self that, like I said, the inner child is screaming for you to attend to yourself. Self-love is being asked for. A higher love is being asked for. The higher self is going to, instead of saying, why me, is going to say, okay, I need to step back. I might need to reach out for therapy, get my journal. I need to really look at what choices I'm making that are causing these really painful results. I want to understand more about myself, and I want to understand how I can take responsibility to create the life and relationships I really want. So the higher self takes responsibility. There's no why me. It's, wow, what can I do about this? And how can I shift out of this? Okay, so those are very different things, right? And in the lower self choices, we're gonna find ourselves feeling really chunky. You're gonna find yourself in pattern after pattern. Remember, I know this from experience, where you're feeling stuck and you're just like, I can't get out. I can't seem to get out. And there's been a lot of pain, unnecessary pain along the way. The pain that's necessary is the one that wakes us up though, right? So there's that gift. The higher self is going to make decisions more from a place of grace, of ease. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it's going to come with synchronicity and opportunity. Okay? And it's going to produce results that keep you growing. You're going to pick relationships that just become more and more fruitful because you will not let your heart be involved with that toxic shit. And there's going to be boundaries you set, like a good parent. So the good parent has a teenager that's out of control. A really powerful parent is going to, instead of cave in and let the child run the home, is going to not let them manipulate, and they're going to take charge, even while the child's kicking and screaming. But down deep, that child wants that and needs that safety and security and someone taking charge. Okay, we need to do that with our own inner child. Depending on how wounded we are, that's how much work we've got, right? And that's a whole other realm that I brought up in different YouTubes. So what choices are your results coming from? Your lower self, where it's, I need it now, my precious. That's where the addictions happen, right? We all have different forms that we work out. And when your higher self is making decisions, what are those results? Ease, grace, more joy, more opportunity. So there you go. Thank you all so much for listening. It's MadisonChristine.net, and I have one-on-ones available, and I'll meet you all on the flip. Take care.